Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today is January 15th, or 115 Day, which for Zombies fans means one thing and one thing only. It's National Bagel Day. Yep, I know, I'm just as excited as you are. It's a very special day today, and it just so happens that Treyarch have also released loads of new info about Firebase Z. To start with, let's take a look at the logo for the map. Personally, I love this thing. I adore it. It is so good looking. Just, I'm happy. They go on to give us a really fascinating detail. This is an all-new location. This is clarification because people have been speculating maybe this is a remake of Shi No Numa. No. This is an actual all-new space. The last Ether map to be an all-new location, I'm pretty sure, was Gorod Krovi, so we've finally made it, boys. We're in a new space now, and granted, there is a chance, because it's Vietnam, that they've taken things from the campaign this time instead of zombies, and so it could be all new in the zombie sense, i.e. not a remake of Shi No Numa, but still be taking certain stuff that they've already built previously for that campaign. But in my opinion, that's totally fine. And also, I think that there is still a strong chance that we get lots of homages to previous things from the zombies universe, like the Doctor's Quarters sign and like the flogger maybe and things like that. That wouldn't surprise me at all. They're always going to do that sort of thing. It's fan service. It's like Easter eggs for the long-term zombies fans, stuff like that. So I expect there'll be little bits and bobs in there. Don't worry, this isn't going to feel like an alien zombies map, although... Yo, Extinction, anyone? But I think it's going to be really cool that we're getting an actual new play space. That's just so exciting to me. The blog then goes on to tell us about research that Omega has been doing and how they've actually surpassed Requiem in the zombie storyline in terms of their understanding of the Dark Ether. They've been sending soldiers into the Dark Ether to harvest Ethereum for them using an on-site dimensional gateway, which we've already seen images of and I'll talk about more in a minute. And that means they've got a huge amount of Ethereum that they can use for experiments and whatever other purposes they wish. That's why Treyarch is reiterating here, saying that Omega's breakthroughs have surpassed anything Requiem could have imagined. And we see a message from R here saying that Omega has developed new limitless power source, which presumably is based on Ethereum crystals. This room looks really interesting to me because the container for the crystals looks super similar to the containers we saw on Zetsubo, weirdly enough, with the kind of spooky forms inside. That was always really creepy. I should make a story video about that one day. That would be cool. But the room itself reminds me massively of Summit. Interestingly, like it's really got Summit vibes to me, which is cool because I never expected that. Summit is like wintry and we're in Vietnam here, so that's kind of a nice surprise for the aesthetic. And it makes sense because we did see yesterday that they were talking about how the village is near to their military site, and I was suggesting that maybe we're going to get a map which is kind of split between these two zones. You've got the much more lived in kind of communal area of the village itself, and then the much more secretive and military-styled actual research location, which is what we're seeing in this screenshot. In my opinion, this is one of the most exciting bits of news that we've had about the map so far, because Weaver is deploying Requiem, that's us, the player, to infiltrate the facility where she is reportedly being held. In my opinion, that's one of the most interesting bits of info that we've got so far, because we're going to be interacting with Samantha. She's probably going to be talking to us throughout the Easter egg, and there is also another character specified as being present. We're going to be rendezvousing with an Omega Group informant, saving Samantha, and surviving the horrors that await in the abandoned research facility. It would make perfect sense for that informant to be R, the person that has been informing Samantha about all the stuff that's been going on there. And as such, we may be seeing Richtofen in the map. Can't stress that enough. He may be there. I still don't know if it is Richtofen or isn't. R is so ambiguous, and Treyarch knew exactly what they were doing, giving us an R for this character name rather than any other letter. It just feels like it should be Richtofen, and it would make so much sense if Samantha was working for the Requiem side and then Eddie was working for the Omega side, and they were kind of friends but battling it out as well in the Cold War. Like, that would just be so cool, and it could happen. He could be in the map. It's not over there though, there's still more. Tombstone is coming on Feb 4th. Interestingly, it sounds like it kind of works like Who's Who now though. If you get downed, you'll transform into a shadow in the dark ether, and in that shadow form, you'll be equipped with weapons to give you a fighting chance to help you revive yourself. If your health is reduced to 0 while you're in shadow form, you're dead. That's it. It does still have the Tombstone itself that drops, that lets you get all your stuff back, but that's only the tier 3 upgrade. So tier 1, shadow form regens health. Tier 2, increased down duration to 60 seconds. And then tier 3, you drop your Tombstone stash, and that saves your weapons, equipment, and resources, which is nice to see. I'm glad that they have retained that key feature of the perk. You can also get it in D Machine on Feb 4th, but it will be in the new map Firebase Z on Feb 4th as a physical machine, and I believe we might actually be able to see it in the background just here of this image. It's a little tricky to say, but it certainly looks like that could be a perk machine, and so maybe it's Tombstone. We're also getting new score streaks, specifically artillery and the always satisfying, apparently, napalm strike, which is cool. And they also give us a little kind of warning that new intel is coming in Firebase Z. That's fine. But they say, if you haven't discovered 100% of the in-game intel hidden in D Machine and Onslaught yet, now's the time to complete your collection before the story continues. Does this mean that the old intel won't be earnable once the new map comes out? Not sure. I'm also really curious about this. They're adding new enemy types to Onslaught, and specifically they say, we'd tell you what or who they are, but we'd be getting into spoiler territory. Are we about to fight like zombie Richtofen in Firebase Z, and he's going to be a boss in Onslaught? Like, is that what's happening here, Treyarch? Spill the beans. Spill the beans right now. Whatever happens, I'm super excited for this DLC, and I'll be covering all the news, info, teasers, trailers, and when the map comes out, Easter eggs, new intel, etc. on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Woo! Bye for now.